Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now if you didn't see the last video, we looked at the GHM9, the new Gen 2. Since that video, the only thing that I've done, just transparency, is I've just ran a cloth through the receiver just to clean out any of that packing grease, manufacturer's grease that they put in there, and then I've just lightly lubed up the bolt to see if that makes any difference. I've also moved on to a brand new can of propane because the other one I was using. The thing is with these Coleman propane bottles, once they get to a certain point, it's almost like they've got a funnel in here, or like a pipe, an extended pipe, that once the gas gets to a certain depth, it won't fill the magazines up with liquid gas anymore. That's why you have a bunch of I have a bunch of these. You shake them, it's got propane in it, it just can't put it into the magazines. So I switched to a new bottle. Now I did have a bit of funkiness on the standard GHM9 mag that it comes with, but this is going to be a Jaeger test. Now what the Jaeger test is, because some people get confused, it's just a function test. It's a little bit more in depth than just shooting a couple of rounds into a box. So I've got the GHM9 mag, I've got 4 KWA mags, bombed up. I've got a KSC mag, which should be the same, and I've also got the KWA PMX mag. I'm going to see how this thing does. So, nothing fancy. I haven't moved on to heavy BBs yet, just because, I'm not really shooting at distance or anything like that. So, I'm going to see how this thing does. Like I say, the standard mag it came with was a bit funky, but we'll see how we get on and see if we can get this thing running nice and smoothly. So Lambda did say to me that this was like the aluminium that they use for these magazines makes the magazine really lightweight, but it does make it more susceptible to the cold. So he has said that they're coming out with a mag that's going to be similar in material to the KWA MP9 mags, but he said if you've got some there, have a play with them, see what you think. So here we go. We're on semi-auto to begin with. We can power stroke it, and what that means for those that don't know, got the my hairs all everywhere. Instead of dropping the bolt, you can just wrap the charging handle to let the bolt forward. So we've just got a box literally right out of frame here, and we're going to see how this thing does. I'll try to keep it in frame. Hopefully the lighting's a little bit better and you can see what I'm doing. So here we go. Seems a lot better since all I've done is just cleaned out any dust and grit, any old lube that they use at the factory. I'm not sure what grease they use, but it seemed to be like a bit sticky, and just put the one grease in there, and it seems to have helped quite a lot. Now I'm not expecting miraculous things on full auto because it is cold here at the moment. I think inside it's about, I don't know, 13-14 degrees. It is quite cold. I haven't got the heating on, so I want this to be a fair test of the ambient temperature. I didn't want to warm the room up to 25 degrees and go, oh, this thing's great. So let's see if we can actually do a bit of full auto. It might spurt, it might not. We'll see how we go. So it does spit a little bit of gas on full auto, but it is, feeding the mag. That is on semi, but it is doing bursts of auto. And when I did lube this up, it's going to get super cold, I did check the seal on the nozzle. So the nozzle runs on a piston with an O-ring, and the seal on that was actually really, really good. So it isn't a problem with the nozzle seal at all. KWA MP9 mag, a little bit tighter on the mag well, but still goes in fine. Let's see how we do. This is KWA magazine issues. Sometimes if you don't perfectly stack the BBs, KWA mags like to sort of jam up. See if we can fix this here. This has always been an issue with MP9 mags. So I was just rapidly filling these up, thinking, it won't be a problem. There we go, stacked. Let's see if that helps. Like I say, that's a problem with the magazine, not with the gun. Hopefully you can see that all right. empty. It does struggle towards the end of the mag, but these mags, I don't know if you can see this, probably not, but it is ice cold. It's the only thing I can refer that to is it's like getting something out of a fridge when you've got it set to the really cold setting. That's what it feels like. Cold, but not freezing. Got another mag here. We do have this one double stacked, a little bit freaky as well. So let me quickly fix that, just so we don't have any more issues. But like I say, with my other GHM9, I did occasionally get a little bit of jankiness, but once I'd used it, it's almost like the more I used it, the more it bedded in, the more it settled. I don't really like the term bedded in, but all the components sort of settled in, and it seemed to do a lot better. So let's see if we can do some burst and auto, and we'll see how we go. Almost fed the whole mag then. Got one in the chamber, don't want to double feed it. So yeah, it's always struggling towards the end of the mag. So that's a KWA mag. We're going to try a KSC one now. And just keep in mind, the more I shoot this, the colder it gets, the less efficient it's going to be. Now the KSC one does go in a little bit easier than the KWA one. Did I stat this right? No, we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Yeah. So always keep in mind when you're stacking your KWA mags or your KSC mags, MP9 mags in general, you need to make sure they're double stacked right, because I'm leaning a bit here. If you don't, they get stuck, they get jammed up. There we go, let's give this another go. Still getting jammed up. What do, I'm going to pop that last round out that sits on the one side, see if that helps. If I can get it out. No, it's not going to want to come. Let's carry on. Right, I'm going to put that mag to one side. It's been an arse. KWA PMX mag. This one actually worked pretty well in the initial test. We are empty. That one seemed to work the best. I don't know how, because it should be the same magazine, so it's a mystery to me. Really not too sure. Can I get the BB out of this KWA mag and see if it makes a difference? Or line it up a little bit better. Let's try that. KSC. No, the mags are empty. The only other thing I can think this could be is the SMG's just putting out so much gas through the barrel because you've got such a short barrel. So it's letting so much gas through the barrel to get the FPS up on a short barrel that it's just burning through the gas, making it, you know, slightly less efficient, but standard. KWA. KWA, why are you doing this to me, man? If there's a fix, if anybody knows of a fix to stop MP9 mags doing this, please let me know in the description below. Now this, you know, it is, like I say, the Jaeger test, it's doing full auto, it's doing long, you know, consecutive bursts of full auto mag after mag. This is probably the worst test you could give a GBB, but this will sort out the boys from the men. So you just tap the mag and it works again. And finally, let's get you, hopefully, a burst of full auto that we can do in slow motion. So here we go, GHM9. Why does the universe hate me? That one's cold, that one's cold. Not any warm mags. Just want some close-up full auto, please. There we go. So hopefully that works in the slow-mo. So, what do I think of the GHM9 Gen 2? Well, so far, if I compare it to how the GHM9G was out the box, it is ahead of it. You know, better mag compatibility with MP9 mags. Yes, we've had our problems with the MP9 mags. You know, a lot of these KDY MP9 mags are brand new. So it's when the MP9 mag, the KDY MP9 mags are playing up feed wise, that's not a fault of the gun. But in this cold temperature, which I'm experiencing at the moment, they do seem to be a little bit more efficient than the standard mag. They're just playing up with the feed. Now that one's perfectly stacked, but it's almost like with the KDY mags, if the last stacked BB is on this side and not the other side, it plays up. So there you have it. Now, many people have been asking me since the first video went up. I get questions about email, Discord, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. It's hard for me to keep track of, if I'm honest. But the main thing people were asking me was, should I buy the GHM9-G or should I buy the GHM9 Gen 2? Now, it's more personal preference, because if you want to run the G off, you know, the GHM9 off Glock mags, then the Gen 1 is for you. If you want it to be more of like an MP9 style replica, then the Gen 2 is for you. Now we're going to be upgrading this thing. Maybe in the next couple of videos we'll try that new bolt handle and we'll put like the front end, the SD front end on and such, and see how we get on with that. But for this little video, we're going to wrap it up there. Thanks for tuning in as always. Hope you've seen something that's beneficial to you. The results are going to differ depending on what gas you're using, what BBs you're using, the temperature of the room, the country that you're in, humidity, all that stuff. So bear that in mind. It's not always cookie cutter, yes and no, black and white. It's not always like that. So I hope you've enjoyed the content. More coming up, more interesting videos. Not more interesting this one. What I'm saying is more interesting videos are coming up. We're going to be doing more with the GHM9, and we're going to be looking at possibly the world's best, and I say that with confidence, the world's best speed loader that money can buy. Thanks for tuning in as always. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description below if you'll be so kind. And as always, from me, Bench and Box, we'll see you in the next one.